welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw, and tonight I've got a little bit of an RV update, a little bit of something to teach, and then we're going to do readings. You can ask me whatever questions you want. Okay? Sorry it's later today. I just had a long day. A lot of clients today. All day long. Okay, I see Gina's in there. That's my Marcy in there. Mary's there. I saw Dr. Sarah. Hi, Dr. Sarah. Let's see. I think there's Marcy. Y'all better be good, because both Gina and Marcy are in chat. The ladies are on duty. Thank you guys, for being in there. I'm sure Scott 1484 is somewhere in there. All right. Let's do it. Anybody who is late can just scroll back. Okay. So last night, we basically got like prophecy from Jesus about what's coming, and I'm just supposed to trust. I'm not going to doubt that at all. We're just going to let that happen. And that's all there is to it. Okay. That is yesterday's show on this channel. So if you missed that, you can go back and watch that. So today is very quiet. Too quiet. I wonder why that is. There's a reason for that. It's a good reason. Things are basically in transit right now. All over the place. Okay? If you're not involved in something that's in transit right now, then you don't really need to know. Okay? But if you're waiting for something, it's in transit. And you should hear shortly. Now, interesting, yesterday in the Gentel, we got 1112 again. We got that a long time ago. But this process has been interrupted many times. And this part of it that is approaching the reset, it was always supposed to happen. Okay, so some of the old Gentel may be confirmed soon. We still don't know what 1112 means, but we do have an 11th and a 12th coming up shortly. So I don't know why that popped up again. I did see, what did it say? It said Donald Trump, 12 o'clock. And then it was, I saw a clock clicking from like 11:59 to 12, or the other way around, backwards. Now, if you had some kind of deal that could possibly be happening, you're going to be quiet. You're involved in something like that, and other people, waiting to hear from other people that are involved in something like that, part of the process, they're going to tell you to be quiet too. Just understand that there is movement. It's not stalled. It didn't just like disappear and become, fictional. I mean, it's still moving. Okay. And then we wait for our turn. Yesterday in the Gentel, we were told the series of events would be private deals, private event, which is us, public transition, then panic, and then an announcement that solves everything. So timelines right now, specific timelines really aren't coming in. If all of your favorite gurus have gone quiet, it's because it's in transit. Okay? That's all I got for you today. That's all I got. Okay? Okay. All right. Still looking good, though. And our turn, we may not hear, okay, this happened at this point in time because of NDAs. We're not going to hear, okay, this happened for sure, so now it's our turn. It's just going to happen. It's just going to pop up when no one's looking, and it'll be our turn. So stay alert, stay faithful, stay hopeful. There's no reason to throw in the towel now. Silence is hard. Gives people too much time to think, too much time to doubt. Just busy yourself with something else until it's your turn. Okay? It's like waiting in line at Disneyland. All right? Sucks. But you eventually get to ride. Okay? And that's where we are. I'm happy. I feel confident that was coming. And things, went pretty well with the Gentel yesterday, hopefully. I'm not going to doubt it at all. It's really hard not to doubt, isn't it? It's not an easy thing to do. It's not for beginners. Another thing that's hard not to do, or hard to do, is stay grounded. When I talked to Jesus today, I said, well, I'm tired. I worked all day. I don't have anything to teach. And I've had lots of things I could teach, but just not really feeling it. What could I teach today? And in that, there is something going on energetically for the last 3 weeks or so. We may have another week still. I was asking about that. And I know this because of how I'm feeling, but how all of the clients that I've had for the last few weeks have been commenting. Okay? So there's something going, either that or we have some weird, barely there virus that's affecting everybody at the same time. And it doesn't matter how old you are. So, symptoms that have been reported to me are lack of energy, tired, foggy mind. It could also be allergies. We have a really bad allergy season, okay? Sleep disturbances, sometimes nightmares, or just not disturbing, but, just upsetting dreams that wake you up. A very, with me, I don't have an anxiety disorder. I don't get anxiety attacks. I mean, I've gotten pretty close and had some during really bad times in my life, but on a regular, no. But, I've heard this from several people, and even my 23-year-old daughter, and she's brand new, so I'm pretty sure there's nothing physically wrong with her. It's a slight anxious feeling, just right around the stomach area. I mean, just like this, it makes you think. And so you kind of feel slightly ill, slightly off balance, foggy minded, and you want to sleep, but then you kind of have trouble sleeping. So everybody's going through that right now. So right now, of course, don't ignore any serious signs if you feel like you're having a serious health event or problem. But reports have been coming in from all over the place that a lot of people are asking the same questions. Am I sick? Is there something wrong with me? Is this some kind of weird new condition that I have? Of course, I suffer from CRS. You know what that is. Can't remember. So, that's a joke. That's what my dad used to say all the time. Oh, you just have CRS. So it's a slight stomach something. And I really, when I tune into it, I feel like it's coming from outside of everyone, like from the sky, like it's coming down on us. So it's either the energies or weather fluctuations. And it comes and goes. Like with me, like I've usually, well, I'll overplan every freaking day of my life to try to fit in everything I have to do. And so I always feel like I'm behind because I do that to myself and then I don't get everything done. Stupid. But this week and this last weekend, I'm just like, oh, God, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to do my hair. I don't want to show up. I don't want to teach. I don't want to do anything. I almost decked out on the show and I'm like, you know what? Don't be a quitter. You can show up. Just get in there. So I asked Jesus. So that's happening. So if you feel that it's something energetic, this happens from time to time. I'm sure if there's an astrologer that they could probably tell you something about that. But I don't get into that. Too complicated. I like things simple. Okay. Either that or I'm just lazy and I'll just ask the angels or Jesus something. Hey, what's going on? So I asked Jesus today. What should I teach? I don't want to do anything. Is it okay if I don't do a show? And he's like, well, you should probably do a show. There's a lot of people waiting. Okay. He said, always remain grounded. I'm thinking, what is this, like ascension symptoms I'm going through? I mean, why are you telling me that? Am I doing something wrong? Always remain grounded. Through the good times, through the bad times. We are about to set off on a journey where who you are or your life circumstances are going to change greatly. Okay? Jesus taught us to be humble. And that doesn't mean be poor or, don't think highly of yourself at all, insult yourself. People take it to the extreme in the other direction. What it means is not to get a big ego. Okay? But it's okay to be confident. Spiritual grounding. There's a lot of things you can do to spiritually ground. Water, taking salt baths, going out and putting your feet on the grass, in the earth, standing, hugging a tree. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could do to stay grounded. Grounding exercises. I'll teach you one at the end. Okay. I write that down because I've got the CRS right now. There we go. Notes. Okay, so what he was talking to me about is that there is a difference between ego and confidence. Now, growing up, we were told, don't be conceited. Don't think too highly of yourself. Don't ever say that you're like pretty or handsome or good at anything. Just be meek and don't. Well, that leads us to a lot of insecurity. Okay. What he's talking about right now is not the way you speak, the things that you say, the way you act. It's the way you think. That's where everything starts. Okay? Oh, Marcy said waves of solar flares. Yeah, that affects me a lot. Not so much the moon, the solar flares affect me. Anyway, that makes a difference. Okay, so I said, so explain to me what is the difference so that I can teach it, Jesus. What is the difference between ego and confidence? He said, ego contains the energy and thoughts of judgment. And what is one of the rules we're supposed to follow? Not to judge, which is one of the hardest things to do. Because life requires that you make judgments to decide who is good for you and who is not good for you, what to do and which way to go. Okay? It's not that kind of judgment we're talking about. The judgment we're talking about, in the simplest terms, means I am better than you, higher than, more than, looking down upon someone because of their circumstances or their class or their income, or just putting aside the judgments about someone's behaviors. Well, that behavior does not resonate with me. That is not going to fit in with what I want for my life, and that is okay. That is the kind of judgments that are okay to make. Okay, well, you look like you're messing around something that I don't want to have anything to do with, and that's not going to work for me. So judgments would be like calling someone evil. I am divine and you're evil. Well, that's not a divine statement. Fail. Recognizing that somebody's going through their own problems, or maybe that their actions and behaviors, are not positive and possibly damaging to you, and you should stay away. Fine. That's an observation. But to judge, I hear this a lot in the RV, and people talking about how, okay, well, when we get to the exchange appointment, we're going to be judged by our vibration, and they're going to, if you're not a good person, you don't get to go. Okay, that's not true. First of all, that's completely illegal. Okay? If it were that easy, we wouldn't need courts. If they had some kind of scanners, we just walk people through. Nope, sorry, you didn't pass, man. Your vibration's really low. You're flagged. No. Like I said, you can judge somebody's behaviors and decide if that fits in with your life, if that's a danger to you. That's survival. But just judging somebody, like, let's say, let's trigger everybody right now. If somebody's a liberal, yeah, let's do the hard part right now. Are they evil? Are they stupid? Maybe. Now, are they evil? Probably not. Are there a lot of people that do evil things within that? Yeah, possibly. Well, they'll be judged accordingly by karma and by God. Okay? It's not your place. Because what you're doing is you're side-eyeing people, like, with your nose up. Well, I'm better than you. And you're lowly. Now, all the work that you have done to get rid of that negative energy in your energy field and to raise your vibration is sabotaged because you still are carrying around this holier than thou attitude. You judge somebody on one little thing and you think you know. You don't know what that person, you don't know who that soul is. You don't know what their path has been. You don't know what they're dealing with right now. I get people that jump on my show and say, Jen's talking to demons and she's evil. Okay. You have not done your homework, dude. I mean, did you just walk in? What? I don't even feel the need to defend myself anymore because I know inside of me, well, that's not true. I couldn't be further from the truth. Why? Because I know my intentions. I know that I love God with all my heart and all my soul. I love Jesus. And if I'm going to do that, then I need to love all the parts of Him. And so I extend that love to others that come to me. Am I perfect? No. Have I made the wrong decisions in life, raised my voice, said the wrong thing? Oh, yeah. Done that. But evil? Never. So we shift over to confidence. Difference between evil and confidence. Confidence, he said, is knowing that you are goodness, even when you're standing alone. Okay? You know what's in your heart. You know what decisions you've made. You know when you've held back for the good of others. You know when you did your best. You know that your intention is never to hurt anybody. Are we all learning lessons along? Yeah. That's the whole point. But to know yourself inside that you are good and you are loving and you are trustworthy and dependable and that your intentions are true. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's not your actions that you're judged on. It's your intention. Because even if somebody caused an accident that led to somebody's harm, was it their intention to do so? Did they make mistakes along the way that led to that end? Yes. But it was not their intention to do so, to hurt someone. Okay? Knowing that you are good inside and that what God has made is good is something that only you and God can know together, having this experience. Everybody and their mother will judge you. They'll judge you on how you look, what you have, what you do, and what other people say about you. I think that's one thing that was probably hardest for me, is knowing that I can say in all honesty, my intent is never to harm anybody. I always feel like I'm in defense mode. But it's people having opinions of me, even when my intentions were good. And it makes you want to defend yourself. It makes you want to join in and prove yourself to someone who will never give you their approval. Because sometimes people think these things of you because they need to diminish you so that they don't feel bad about the way that they treated you. They have to find fault. Well, I have to justify this somehow. Well, I did it because they're evil. I did it because of this. Well, it's totally justified what I did or what I thought or what I said about that person. Well, then they go, God damn well, it's not true. Like my ex-husband thinks I am devil spawn. because he tried to be me and beat me at being me and was in some kind of weird, sick, mentally ill competition with me. And I never was. And he wanted me to deny God openly. He wanted me to tell him that I loved him more than my children, more than God, more than anyone. And then deny God. He wanted me to agree that God was the sun or something. And I'm like, yeah, not going to do it. No. So I'm evil. Yep. Everything she does must be evil. Because I have to win at all costs and I have to be right at all costs. And whatever the situation is, you can relate this to your life, that there will be people that will do that to you. Don't excuse yourself from bad behavior by saying, well, they chose to feel that way, or they chose to think that, or whatever. I'm immune to any repercussions of my own behavior, and I'm no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about judgment versus discernment. Somebody said we're talking about being honest and having true divine intent in all the days of your life. If you cause something, own up to it. And, that requires being brave. Do you ever notice that people who choose low vibrational behaviors are not brave? They're cowardly. It takes a lot of strength to admit when you did something wrong. It does. And as a prophet, a psychic, that's one of the first things we have to learn to get used to is being wrong. And that's a hard one. Now, confidence is not true confidence. Is seeing that all these times when you did make the right decision and all the times when your intentions were true, be honest with yourself about that. And saying, you know what? Most of the time we're judging ourselves on the opinions, the actions, and the statements of others over our lifetime. And then seeking the approval now of others to justify that. Am I still good? Am I still pretty? Am I enough? But if you know that, you know what? I'm just walking through this life with it, just like everybody else. I know that my intentions have been true. I know that I have been loving whenever asked to. I know that I have held back from hurting others. I know this. That is the truth. I know I'm beautiful inside. And what is beautiful on the outside anyway? It just depends on who's looking at you. But if you walk around, not in ego, but in confidence, and stop waiting for that approval from outside of yourself, that's when you really find peace. That's when you find peace. It was my sister's birthday the other day. And of course, I love my sister and I love my family. I love all of them, but I don't really like them very much. Except Randy. Love Randy. And Mom. Anyway, so I'm not going to get through the whole story, but like many of you, people that disagree with us, families have decided to spend time apart over the years. And my sister, I don't really talk to her much other than, oh, happy birthday or Merry Christmas. So, I sent the birthday text and we talked back and forth a little bit. And I had forgotten how toxic and negative my family can be. because it's just been, I have a personal relationship with my mother, and I'll meet up with her. We have a lovely time. My brother is constant. We've always been close. I don't care. He's got all kinds of faults. I got all kinds of faults. We love each other anyway. Doesn't even freaking matter. Doesn't even freaking matter. So anyway, I start talking to Shelly, right, my sister, and she immediately starts talking crap about my brother. And I'm like, I've forgotten because I separated myself from that kind of behavior where they were always, the minute you walk out of the room, they're saying something about you. They got nothing else to do in their whole life but talk about others. And somehow that makes them feel better than. It makes them feel superior to judge everybody. And most of all, the family. And that was my stepfather's insertion into the family. That never happened on my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family, I mean, when we were growing up, if somebody talked about your sister, I mean, you kicked their ass. I mean, I'll tell you, that's Gen X people. So she was talking about my brother and, things that he's doing and stuff. And I said, excuse me. I said, I know what Randy's doing. I talk to him all the time. He's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. But it was a reminder for me, and probably if you think about it, remember back before you separated from the toxic environment, what that's like when you're immersed in that. She couldn't even have a conversation with me without doing that. And most of all, to my brother. And I'm thinking, I will kick your ass. Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about my brother. We're solid, man. I don't care. I don't care what he did. So it was interesting. It was interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about all of that. That these people have been so ugly to family. The ones that you're supposed to support no matter what. They have been so ugly to people. And so many people, they really have no one in their life other than those that'll do that. And then they sit around and they look for anything to talk about. Just evil-eyeing you and spreading just all this negative energy. And I just stopped texting her. I just like, yeah, a couple minutes of that and I'm done. I mean, that energy is so, I just can't even deal with that anymore. I was uncalled for. And then I was glad. I was glad that I stopped being part of that. Although I will always love my family. Enough. This ego thing is just very low vibrational. You can feel it now when you get away from it. When you go back, you can feel it. You're just like, oh God, I don't like it here. I don't like that. Why? I mean, first of all, if you feel like your brother is not doing well, help him. You can't get a new brother. I mean, why use that as an excuse to, well, I'm doing so well, but Randy's doing this, Randy's doing that. I'm like, I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to, but that's my bud right there. You don't talk about my brother. Okay? I don't care if he's wrong. At all. It's crazy. Anyway, so I don't really, I mean, I'm putting this all together on the fly. I'm just trailing on, you know how I do that, but it was interesting. And then Jesus's message today about be confident in yourself. If you can stand by yourself and without anybody's opinions and still feel good about who you are inside, then you're doing good. Doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you've been. It matters where you are now and the work that you've done. It's the quality of person that you are. It is your divine intent moving forward. And now, when you're presented with the means and become something that you've never been, with a label that is millionaire or billionaire, that comes with power. One of the reasons I've been talking to you so long, not that I know everything, but I think God's using me for a reason here. It's very important that you stay grounded within that time. It's very important that you don't let ego corrupt you like it did for the centuries before with everybody else that ended up with power and money. We're going out there to make a difference in the world, whether you do a humanitarian project or not. Along the way, if you're pure of heart, you will find ways to give. The opportunities will present themselves. Keep it honest and true. You need to see people. Don't get taken in by predators. Yeah. Now, discernment, like somebody said. But as far as judgment goes, that is not your job. It is not your job to judge another person's faith, to look down on anyone because of their economic situation, to assume in any way that you are better than because of the money that you have. Okay? Remember that. I think that's why that was the lesson for today, unless, of course, I'm doing something wrong over here and he just wanted me to know. That's always a possibility. I have no idea. I think I'm doing okay. See if there's anything else there. No one ever really knows your true intentions except you and God. And where we get messed up with it, we get low self-esteem, and we have, and this negative thoughts cycles start, is when we start believing someone else's opinion of how good you are, your intentions, your true soul, heart. Okay? And we start saying it to ourselves. Okay? Once you have, and I'm going to use risen here because I'm talking about vibration, to a place of truth. Truthers, get it now? When you have risen to a place of truth, then all that toxic behavior doesn't make any sense to you anymore. You see things as truth or deception, love or fear. Okay? Knowing that you are a kind, capable, trustworthy, balanced, beautiful person inside is confidence. Now, I don't know who's teaching people on the internet, but I've heard it way too often from people lately. Now, if you do something, you make somebody, if your words and actions insult or hurt someone's feelings, do not turn around and say, well, that's too bad. You chose to react that way. You don't get out of that. You don't get to use that for bad behavior, being insensitive, whatever. That is a cop out and excusing yourself. That is deception. Especially if you know what you said harmed another person. That is not the way to react. The way to react is say, well, that was not my intention. Not, I'm sorry you felt that way. It's like, that was not my intention to hurt you. I didn't realize that my words or actions would hurt you. I'm sorry. Done. Now you don't have the deception and the dark energy rolling around inside of you and something you got to keep. Okay? Lies. One lie will lead to another lie, to another lie, to another lie, and now you got to hold on to all these lies in your head. And you're going to trip up. And now you're vibrating low again. Okay? That's because that part is ego, not being able to accept that you could have possibly done or said something that would hurt somebody's feelings. Okay? Some people are so afraid to be wrong that they'll lie to cover it up. Don't be that way. Be honest and open and true. Be a real truther. Yeah. Love, truth, and light. There you go. But remain grounded. Jesus describes being grounded as embracing the truth. The truth about yourself. The truth about somebody else that, well, maybe your opinion of them could possibly not be true. And it could just be your opinion. A lot of people, like I said, they have to believe something about you that is negative to support their theories or to excuse themselves from their own behavior. Okay? And then some people get, like my sister, they get so used to, they don't even know how to talk to people anymore unless they're saying something bad about somebody. I mean, that's just not okay. It's never been okay. But I think the lesson comes in today, like I said, because we're about to go off and experience something we've never experienced before. And you think, oh, everything's going to be sunshine and roses after that. I mean, everything's going to be perfect forevermore, happily ever after. You're going to have some challenges there. Okay? You've been awarded with a wonderful gift. How are you going to handle it? Are you going to let it corrupt you? Or are you going to use it and stay high vibrational, be love, and give love? Are you going to pass the test? I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty of opportunities to pass that test. Now, in loving others, it's also okay to love yourself. It is absolutely okay to love yourself, to give to yourself, to buy things for yourself, to do things you've always dreamed of. Don't become greedy. My motto, one of my life rules, is to always give more than I take. And I think that's a good rule. Okay? That's all I really have today. Kind of put it together as I went along. Anything else, Jesus? He says it's really knowing the truth about you. About you as a soul. Okay? All the criticisms and the opinions, and if they don't match up with what you know about you as a soul, then you leave it behind. You don't take it in. You don't even consider it. Okay? Okay. You can start with your rumble rants. Oh, grounding exercise. I was going to give the exercise. Let's see, which one should I do? You know, this is my favorite one because I don't really, I don't know. It's kind of the same. People have this grounding exercise where you walk outside and you stand barefooted on the ground, the grass. Well, we're just coming out of, it's like cold and stuff up here in the Northwest, like 7 months out of the year. So we can't always do that. But there's this grounding exercise where you picture like roots growing out of your feet into the ground. That freaks me the heck out. I can't do it. So this is what I do. It's an energetic grounding exercise. I imagine myself, I just basically project my consciousness to the front lawn. Okay. Then I ask God to send me his light like I do everything else. Okay. Then I picture this light coming down through my body and growing into roots down into the earth. And I say, God, let me be grounded in my reality. And that's how I always do it. And then I feel balanced. Grounding your energy is basically that. Sometimes, even especially when your vibration is rising, you can feel a little bit flighty. You can feel a little bit uneven, unbalanced. So get in there, do that. God, send me your light. Imagine yourself standing on your front lawn or outside. That is a projection of consciousness. Okay, I imagine myself there. We're there. Okay, heavenly body. I mean, you could do it wherever you are too, I guess. I just usually, or I'll go stand outside and do it. White light of the Holy Spirit coming down through the top of your head, all the way through your body. It's coming out your hands and your feet, going down into roots, down into the earth, to the center of the earth. Okay, I don't know if we want to go to the center, but, we don't really know what's down there. Let's go down pretty deep. Okay, let's do that. God, let me be grounded in my reality. Okay, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel the difference. Try that. All right. Yes, correct, Gary. Being humble. Jesus is the big one about that. Be humble. Be the truth. Okay? The truth about you. Judging someone else is in God's hands. Discerning whether they are okay for your life is in yours. Yes, you can observe, okay, well, looks like they're up to this or that. That's not something I want to invite into my life. So I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on that. Okay? And you're done. Give it to God. That's what they mean. Now, if someone's wronged you in the moment, at the time, if you need to defend yourself, do whatever you have to do. Get it done. Okay? But to stay centered in that fight in your mind, first of all, you're continuing to allow that person to torture you. And they don't get to do that. Something that's powerful to do is to picture that person in your head. If they were that abusive voice or energy, and you just stare them down, you say, in the name of Jesus Christ and God the Father, you have no power over me anymore. And then you resist thinking about them. You don't let them back in. Okay? When we fight these fights, if they said this, that, I'm going to say this, and I hope this happens to them, and picturing them fall off a cliff and things like that. I don't know. We don't want to do that because we're just pulling in, first of all, their negative energy, and then we're pushing negative energy out at them. We're playing ball with the enemy. We don't do that. It hurts us Okay? We rise above it. We turn the other cheek and we give it to God. And we let karma handle it. Karma will decide who was wrong and who was right. You don't have to. If you're playing ball and you're being just as nasty to them as they are to you, and just back and forth, it's karma's going to cancel itself out. And you're going to wonder when they're going to get their karma because your opinion thinks that they should suffer more than you have. You're not going to see it. You're playing ball. All right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to do the Rumble Rants. 6:14. Isn't that a Bible verse? That's the time today. That's our angel number for today. Or possibly a Bible verse. 6:14. Wasn't that in, God, was it Bruce Almighty or was it Evan Almighty? It was Evan Almighty, that movie, wasn't it? Was it 6:14? Comment if you know what I'm talking about. I just looked at the clock and I saw that, and I was reminded that it's got to have some kind of meaning. What am I doing? Okay, there's that foggy CRS mind again. I don't know. Jeez. All right. So I got a notification from the eyeglass place, and they're like I'm in there, and they're like, oh yeah, it'll only be like 5 days, and they send me a notification. I don't even know what product it's for. I mean, I got prescription sunglasses, I got contacts. We're gonna try that again. And then I got the whatever they are, the old lady glasses with the nearsighted and the far. So I get a notification that they're like, oh well, it's you're not gonna get your glasses till like the 1st. Or one of your products has been delayed, of your orders have been delayed until the 1st. I'm like, you know what? They do that stuff on purpose. I know they do. I probably saw it on the screen. They didn't want to tell me, so that I'd spend $1,400 on me and Katie and all the stuff we bought. It's ridiculous. That's not honest. Totally not honest. Be honest. Be the truth. Okay, here we go. $10 minimum, please. So I'm going to squint, and it's going to take me a long time to read it because I'm blind, right? That's happening. And I lost my place. But if you're feeling this way from the energies, hi Marcy, I saw that. Hi. Love you. If you're feeling like restless, Gina, love you too. Just be gentle on yourself. Like this evening, I'm like a hypocrite. I should have been gentle on myself and just like went and laid on the couch and stuff. But I do love doing my own shows. I love coming in here. All right. Hi Jen, this is Heather H. Will I be an M or a B? B. Rita 75. Hi Jen. Guys, tonight, I'm kind of tired. Let's not do the where do you see me on a specific date, because that's hard to do. And I'm just like feeling lazy. All right. Just give me a specific question. I don't want to project my consciousness anywhere and look at anything like that. Okay. Let's keep the mediumship down to a minimum, unless it's really important. Just ask me a specific question. Okay. Let's choose easy tonight. Okay, Rita. What do you see me doing on July 4th this year? Thanks for all you do. July 4th? You're signing papers on something, and then you're eating a lot. No judgment, but you're eating a lot. Hi, Jen. Jill S. here. Do you see my son? I believe that is an S. Rustin? An M or a B? M. So blind. Okay, Sharon, age 91. Hi, Jen. Can you see what caused my dog Minka's puncture wounds and eye injury? Crap. A raccoon? Take him to the vet if it's a raccoon. You're probably going to want to get a rabies shot or something. A raccoon. Share 42. Hi, Jen. Julie Crawford here. I'm flying out to visit my family in Michigan 4th of July weekend. Will I have a safe and fun trip? I pray we RV before then. So do I. Now, pin in that. Let's see. Safe trip. Got on the plane. Yep. So anyone who's wondering, I'm not like having mental pause there. It's when you say that, when you say, is it a safe trip? I started like the beginning, and it's just like fast forwarding through a video. All these images just going really fast all the way through. Now, what the hell else was I going to say? That remind me of? I forget. Oh, RV. So yesterday, that whole anytime between now and the 4th of July doesn't mean 4B. I think that was the whole transition, okay? And then on 4th of July, we're good. I'm not making any excuses for that timeline, so we'll see. I mean, I know this is going to happen. I'm trying not to doubt. It's really hard to do. Okay. Belfast girl. Hi, Jen. Jackie here. I'm having serious issues with a coworker. This is very rare to me and super stressful. Can you see anything, or is Jesus saying that can help with this situation? Okay. Jackie. Jealousy, intimidation, and control. I don't think that she wants your job. That's her problem. So this person has a problem with the way that you do something. And the way that she maintains control in her life is to dominate somebody into submission, to do it their way or to see things their way. If you don't give in, she's going to keep doing it. Okay? You're going to have to stand up to her. I don't know. It's probably not okay to tell you what I would do. I just mess with people. I'd look her dead in the eyes, and just tell her, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm going to have to think about what you're doing, and we'll see what happens. And then leave. And let her think about it. It's just like, just let them think about it. And she'll be like, oh my God, what's she know? What's she going to do? I mean, another thing is like, I know some things. I'd back off if I were you. Just do that. See what happens. It's hilarious. Make fun. Just go ahead and have fun with it. All right? That's a little white lie, but you do know some things, and that might be true. Just do it. Grow a pair, do it. I would. Hi, Jed. Ginger here. Am I low or high? Am. Hi. Sunny 2660. Christina. Had back surgery. Home with phenomenal. Home with pneumonia. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh no, I feel better. God, I want you to email me so I can do a healing, but I'm behind on that too. Let me see. I'm behind on everything right now. Let me see if I can give you a little blast here. Marcy, you want to blast her? Christina Loeb. Marcia. Send her a little blast there. Let me see what I got. Let me blast you. Yeah. You're doing okay. I just, gave you a healing blast there for the infection, but, it looks like you're healing up pretty good from the back surgery. That looks pretty good. I don't know when that's going to get better. Pretty soon now. Especially if Marcy joins me in that. Did you get her, Marcy? Jane here. Can you tell me when I will visit Alice Beach next? 2 months. Flagel 55. Debbie P here. Rechecking on my level of income from the RV after acquiring more currency. So, what size B do you see me? Double? Possibly triple. Maybe triple. I think it's triple. Mary Stewart here. Could you please ask Jesus to assist in healing my friend John, who just had bypass surgery yesterday? How do you see his recovery progressing? Well, I can't just keep shooting off to heal people. John. Well, there's a little bit of problem with circulation there, so this healing's going to be slow. A lot of inflammation. I believe he will survive. You can email me his picture, first and last name. I put him on the healing list. I think he'll be okay. Scott, 1484. My sister Renetta was a twin. Renee, the other twin, died during pregnancy. Renetta blames herself because of being born. Well, that's ridiculous. Does Renee have anything to say? Well, apparently so. They are very, very close, loving friends at home in heaven. Renee has always had a problem with the initial leap to come into a lifetime. Let's see, we got Renee and Renetta. It's hard to see that. She just said that she only agreed to go with her to get her there, and then she was going to go home. She was never meant to come into a life. Okay? This is Denise Cox. Will my grandson Riley get into a med bed? They want to wait till it comes out in the street. Like when it comes out in the street, they will. Iridescent 7. Hi, Jen. Paul here. I get to have an MRI for my enlarged prostate. Sure look forward to a medbed instead of drugs and operations. How do you see that going? The MRI? Well, the news is not that good, okay? It's not catastrophic. You don't have cancer or anything like that, but they don't like the size of it. They're going to suggest procedures. Um, so just prepare yourself for that. You don't have to do what they say. Sparkle Panty. Sparkle Sassy Pants. Hi, Julie here. How do you see me after my medbed appointment? Healed? Um, Early 30s? You look young. You do. Holly Kennedy, does my brother Ray Bell have a message for me? Ray Bell. I'm just going to them now because it's easier. I'm so lazy right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. He's sending you messages and you've been hearing him and then you're listening. Um, he says you talk all the time. Hi, Jen. We're going on a family vacation to Mexico. Oh, I want to go to Mexico. Leaving on June 27th. Do you see the trip going well? Lee. Yeah. You know, it actually looks like things are good down there now. Like the crime is not as bad. Oh, the cartel, yeah. They That looks good down there now. Yeah. I think it'd be good. Tiffany here. I think you're awesome, Jen. Well, thank you. What am I doing? Where am for the 4th of July? Tiffany woman, I just asked people. Where am I for the 4th of July? I don't know. I don't know where we are. We're walking fast. I kind of want to say it's an airport, but it looks like a mall. We're walking fast. We're late for something. It's like a mall. I don't know where you are. It looks like you're on vacation or something. We're walking fast down a very tall corridor with stores on either side, and we're late for something. Looks like we're in Vegas. Well, I say we because I'm walking and following you. You're talking to somebody like, hurry up. Hi, Jen. Suzanne Ross. Do you see me getting 2310 Silver Table Drive? Yeah, I just saw keys turned in a lock. Here we go. You're right. Evan Almighty. 614. The alarm clock keeps waking up at 6:14. He eventually realizes it's a message from Jen 6:14. Interesting. God tells Noah to build an ark. How does that relate to what we were talking about today? What did Noah do when he built the ark? He saved them 2 by 2 for a new generation. This is not just random crap. This is some investment that you decided to invest in. Okay, do you not see it now? I mean, this is important for all of us as a team. My part of it, your part of it, every puzzle piece is equally as important no matter what size it is. Without all the pieces, the picture is not complete. New world coming, yeah. That's awesome. All right, I gotta stop the remote rants. I'm getting tired. What time is it? All right, 6:30. This is Juliet. How do you see silver and gold prices go in the next couple of months and at the end of the year? You guys, people do this to me so that they can invest or buy things and make money and stuff, and that's not always going to come for me, depending on your intentions, okay? I'm not saying that yours are bad. The last time, I didn't really see anything significant happening with XRP in case anybody else is going to ask me until August. There's something about August that's important. We didn't get the rises in silver. It went up to over 100 that I saw that was going to happen at this time, around this time of the year, this year. But it has been suppressed time and time again. We're probably going to see, it's probably going to be, we're going to have another rise like that. It's going to come down. It's going to peter up and down again. And then we're going to have another rise. It looks like that may happen around the same time as XRP goes off. That has a lot to do with chip contracts to make chips. And of course, the transition. But that's all I know right now. Don't ask me to pick numbers. Don't ask me to pick sports teams. Don't ask me to do all that. Your intention needs to be good to get answers from me, okay? We're not going to spy on your ex. It's not going to happen. I'm working with angels over here. And yes, they're the real ones. All right. Linda here. My son Brian has a job interview tomorrow at 1 p.m. relating to fires. Does he get the job? And will it be at the high end of the pay scale for him? Son Brian tomorrow? I don't think so. I'm not getting good news on that one, sorry. There is something better coming along for him. There's a reason for it. Jan 7777. I noticed it a lot in the multi-million-dollar houses that I've been looking at recently. What are you saying? Oh, are bond people buying houses? No. Not yet. How many weeks after the RV do you see me in a med bed? 907158. As your name. How long? About 4 weeks. Okay, I think I did it. I think I got him. Is that the last one? Yep, I did it. I am done for the day. Yay. All right. Yeah, you know what you guys need to remember? It's like we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be loved. And as a mother, I can tell you, being loved doesn't mean that you're passive. Okay? Because I'll rip somebody's throat out with my bare hands if I thought they were going to hurt my baby. I'm telling you. Don't mess with the lioness, okay? Okay? And that's love. That's protection. There's a lot of things that are love that are not, that are of good intent, okay? But if we're going to go out there with this kind of means, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But when an opportunity comes for you to give to something real or to help somebody that really needs it, do it. Don't be greedy. You don't have to give to everyone. You don't have to get taken by everyone. But remember, people will put you in a position just like they do now with billionaires and trillionaires and now, and they think they're like above everybody else and like all knowing. So if you have the opportunity to pass on some real true truth and guidance, tell somebody how hard it was to wait to get there, tell somebody how they can do it too. If they're going in the wrong direction, turn them around, help them out, and push them in the direction of God, where they can find their true healing and guidance and everything. Do it. Too many times over the course of history, men have worked, mostly men, up until recent years, but have worked so hard to get into places of power and then let the spoils corrupt them, and there was no progress made. You cannot let that happen again. Is the entire reason for this transfer of wealth. All right? You're either in it to win it or not. I'm in it to win it. All the way to the finish line. Not just to get it, heaven on earth. All right? We're taking a dimension back from the bad guys. We're going to do it. I would take every opportunity you can through love to do that. And don't be corrupted along the way. All right. I think I've been on my soapbox long enough. That's it for the day. I'm going to go brain dead now. Let's see. I can't even find the button to end. Okay. No, we have to do this first. Hang on. All right. I love you all. Have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow morning on Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Bye.